CJ Van Eyck with the Toronto Blue Jays, and you're watching the walk-off with Scott Belford and Adam Mack.
Thrilled to be joined right now by pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays organization, CJ Van Eyck. Welcome to the walk-off, bud. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you've got that spring training mustache in full bloom there, bud.
I guess I'm not seeing anybody, and I'm stuck in a hotel room, so
you're like, I'll do what I want with my facial hair. Yeah.
I guess what little bit I got.
Congrats, by the way, on getting the invite to camp there, man, especially with them limiting bodies. Very great, man.
No, I appreciate it. It's definitely unexpected, but I'm grateful.
When and how did they let you know?
It was last Friday. I was just getting home. I think I played golf, and I just got a call from Matt Bushman. He said, you're going to come to big league camp. And I was like, whoa, all right.
Which, I mean, you haven't even played pro ball yet, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It had to have felt surreal. Like,
it wasn't even on paper. Yeah, I know it was crazy. I didn't expect it literally at all, especially after just the one inning I had in fall. It wasn't even on paper. I mean, it was crazy for sure. I'm happy to be here.
I know it's only been a couple days in here, but impressions of big league spring training.
It's definitely the complex is what overwhelms you. Like the new facility they put over here. I don't know however much millions it was, but it definitely looks like it, and you can tell right when you walk in. It's definitely overwhelming, but the vibe's good. I mean, just the family atmosphere that they carried through there it's been good, and it carries over through the levels. So it's been good.
So I want to talk about your draft class this year because 2020 pandemic hits, and it's just obviously one of the weirdest draft years in history, man. I think it's pretty safe to say, especially going from 40 rounds to 5. So what was it like on your end? You know, like it's your draft year, your stock is rising, pandemic hits, all of a sudden it becomes almost impossible for guys to evaluate progress, right?
Yeah.
Scouts can't go out and see you. There's no collegiate ball or independent ball. Everything's canceling.
Right.
How did that play out on your end? What was your experience?
I just I knew everybody was kind of in the same boat, only playing however many games we did. I think I only made like 5 starts, I think. So, I mean, everybody else in my shoes was, definitely in my shoes, like I said. So I knew like that was going to be the same, but I just kind of trusted my agents and kind of like listened to what they said. And like, luckily I had a pretty good sophomore year. So like that kind of like set my like tone, I think, going into my junior year, and it got cut short. And also I think like without a high school season being played, it kind of turned like scouts' attention more toward the college athlete. It's been like, seeing a better competition in their prior years. So with a year with no competition now. So I think that kind of helped a little bit the college guys. Other than that, it was pretty not as nerve-wracking as I expected the experience to be. I think I was in a decent position from what my agent told me. So, I mean, it was definitely exciting for sure to hear my name get called and definitely make a dream come true. But it's definitely a little bit weird. But the 5 rounds.
The 5 rounds was weird, eh? Like that must have just been so devastating to so many guys.
For sure. I mean, so many of my teammates too, like definitely like 100 like $500,000 guys, like great baseball players, like excellent base, like 10th round guys like that didn't get an opportunity to play. And now they have this year, their senior year, where, they get signed for a plane ticket. Hopefully not, but I mean, it's kind of screwed everything up. And I mean, it's something we can help, but we just got to deal with it. And I mean, they just got to be the best player they can this year and cross their fingers,
Well, what's crazy is that had this happened in 2017, some of the folks out there might not know, but you were actually drafted in 2017 out of high school with the New York Mets, and you chose to go the college route. But what's crazy is like guys like you would have not been drafted if this happened 3 years ago, right? Like,
no, I mean, no, unless you're like up there, like on the like prospect list before it happens, like that definitely takes a toll, definitely takes a toll.
I know I just mentioned it. I'm curious, when you got drafted in 2017 and you chose to go pitch for Florida State, the Seminoles, the Noles, was it tough to decide? There you go. Yeah. Was it tough to decide to go the college route, or were you kind of planning on that from the beginning? Like, did you kind of have an idea you were going to be drafted a little later and thought you'd go college route?
No, I mean it wasn't. I didn't want to go to college. I didn't think I really would, but I had an injury my senior year that has set me back, and I missed the back half of that. So I didn't get to. But I mean, going to Florida State, looking back, I would not trade it for the world. Absolutely. Any advice? If any 17, 8-year-old kids are watching this, go to college and get better for sure.
Well, while we're talking about this, because there is, if you go to your Twitter, so I've actually got that here. So for those listening, at CJ Van Eyck 17, your pinned tweet on Twitter, it says, "This moment right here, the most fun I've had playing baseball." And I know what you're talking about there, but for those of the listeners out there who maybe aren't following collegiate ball as closely as, let's say, you are playing it, how did that play out? What's the most fun you've had playing baseball?
Yeah, and going back to, like I said, like go to college, it's like, I mean, when you're like going to go and step into like the GCL or the AZL or whatever you're going to do and just ride buses and stuff, but like you can go to a major Division I program, ride planes everywhere and get treated, like the big leagues for 3 or 4 years. So, I mean, other than that, but going to, I think the most fun I ever had was LSU for sure, going over there and beating them as heavy underdogs, I think, coming in there, that the whole world thought we were, but and just going there and beating that SEC powerhouse in their place with 10,000 crazy Cajuns that didn't even really speak English. It was definitely overwhelming, but we were able to manage and get out of there with 2 wins and going on to Omaha.
If you had to choose, do you prefer being the underdog?
I mean, it definitely creates that like that drive, like it helps the drive and the vibe of the team, I think. Going in places and playing on the road, and many of the guys like hadn't been to Omaha before, like been on that route. A couple of the older guys, so it was like all new to us, and definitely like with what was at stake and being the underdogs, I definitely think it adds more hype to it.
So we actually have a point of connection between us, CJ. 1 degree of separation, if you will. Anthony Telford is a bit of a regular on the show. Yeah, man.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because, we had him. It's funny. We had him on the program in October, and we were talking about Nate Pearson, right? Because he's been helping him pitch since he was 14. And there you go. After he gave the rundown of Nate, he literally was like, but another guy that you Blue Jays fans should be watching out for is CJ Van Eyck. He's like, this is a guy who's got a fastball curve combo that says big league all over it. So we're excited about you. He's pumping your tires.
Hey, it's got to translate. I got to work up there, but I hope so, man. I hope the scouting reports are right.
How did you meet Anthony?
Just, I don't exactly remember. I was super, super young. Like me and I had 3 buddies that we would all go to him. And, just for pitching lessons from when we were younger, and then kind of like stepped away because we were like, we like wanted to pitch, but it was like when you're young and like you want to like, you're just taking lessons to get better, so like we weren't pitchers or anything, like we just, and then when I kind of in high school and stuff, I started to like, fine tune it, and it was more diligent with my efforts with him. But I don't exactly remember how I met him, but he's a great dude, and he's been solid helping me out.
He's so fun to talk baseball with. Like he's been on the program. He's been on the program 3 or 4 times, and just every time is just a joy, man. So
he gets it.
Tell me about his facility.
It's cool. I mean, he's had a couple. I think he's on his 2nd one now, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it's everything you need, like in a smaller place, like it's just a mound and a bullpen, and like there's not really any room to throw. You just kind of get up on the mound and do your thing, and he's right there watching and helping. There's always a catcher in there, a couple couches. I mean, it's a nice little spot to just pop in and pop out for sure.
That's great. I loved watching your face. As I told you, we had 1 degree of separation. You're like, what name is he about to drop here? What the hell?
that was a solid one, man, for sure.
So this year, like we said, it's going to be your official first professional year in baseball. Congrats, obviously. Do the Blue Jays, I know everything's up in the air right now. Did they give you any sort of idea of where you might be pitching? I know with Vancouver, the border and stuff, it's the big question mark. Are they talking maybe AA? Do you know where you might land?
No, I have no idea. And
Okay.
we had a little meeting with like with Ross and Matt Bushman and Charlie Montoya and stuff. I was in their office today, and we had a little individual sit down. Then I didn't really expect to hear that, but maybe I thought I might. But they just told me to have fun at big league camp and enjoy being here and pick the older guys' brains. So that's kind of it. I mean, I'll hopefully find out at the end.
How much shop talk happens when you get around all those other pitchers?
I mean, it's definitely like it's more with the first 2 days. So it's more like, where are you from? Did you play college? You know what I mean? It's
yeah, right. You're getting to know each other, of course.
Yeah. So, but I definitely think once our sides get going a little bit more and we're in the nitty gritty of it, we'll get some shot talking real good.
I always love hearing pitchers talk pitching. It's just like it's such an interesting thing to me. I'm a big baseball nerd anyway, so I just love hearing it. And I can imagine even when you made the jump from high school to the Knolls, that the knowledge that you were being just absorbing from all the more veteran pitchers must be the roof.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the coaching staff too. I mean, it's not your PE coach that has a good track record of winning games in the county, that's out there, not to knock on any high school coaches, but I mean, it's kind of how it is. But definitely the college and but the college coaches and the older guys definitely have been there, done that, and playing in the atmosphere and explaining how the game speeds up definitely helps the younger guys for sure.
Are you a Florida boy?
Yeah, born and raised in Tampa.
Born and raised in Tampa. Who were you cheering for growing up?
The Rays. Still
you were a Rays fan. You're still a Rays fan. You can't beat that out of you, eh?
No, I told them last year I was at rookie camp, and I was like, I don't care if the Rays win World Series, I'm buying a shirt and wearing it.
Are you a Rays fan because you grew up in Tampa, or was it sure. It was, eh? Because for me, it's funny. Like, I'm a Blue Jays fan, but it's because I was raised that way. Like, my dad was like, in the AL, we cheer for the Blue Jays. In the NL, we cheer for the Expos, and that's how it is. And it took me, once I was like 13, I figured out I didn't have to cheer for the team my dad did, but by then it's too late, right?
That's how I was. I was a Gator too, believe it or not. Like that's kind of, my parents didn't go there, have any affiliation. It was just kind of I don't know. I like color blue and the Gators, so like I was just loved it till I was like old enough to like kind of realize,
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. You're a Rays fan. I mean, obviously being a Blue Jays fan, it's tough not to hate the Rays. Just you play them 18 times a year, and the Rays have always had the Jays number.
Yeah.
But they are an incredible organization. Just the way that they run their front office, it's unbelievable. I mean, people argue that it might be bad for baseball, but the fact they're pulling it off is incredible, right? Like even this year, right? Take Charlie Morton and Blake Snell leaving, right? That's $26 million off the book, which for those two guys is actually an incredible price.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then they replace it with Chris Archer and Rich Hill, and it's going to cost them, I think, $8.5 million for those two. And you just know, like, I just know it's going to be comparable. It's so annoying.
Yeah, I think so too. Chris Archer's definitely been here, played here, knows his in and outs, and the fan base will support him too. So that's good. But I think, and Rich Hill's a veteran pitcher too. So I mean, I have no problem either.
Was there a point? So how old were you in 2008?
10.
10. So that's the perfect year for them to go to the World Series, right? Like, that must have been so.
Yeah. It was 08. Yeah, it was 08. Yeah, it was 08.
It was 08. Yeah.
Yeah, the Phillies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. Yeah, I have a picture actually. I don't know if Akinori Imanure, he was the second baseman. I don't know. I just liked his name when I was that young.
Yeah.
And they turned it was just a 5-4 just put out at second base to go to the World Series. Him and Jason Bartlett, I think, and I had it signed by both of them, and I have it still in my house. It was pretty cool.
That's so exciting, eh?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool when I was that young, but now it's like.
Well, yeah, of course. Now, I mean, now that you're not 10.
No. Even though it's still cool, but like now it's just like those guys are like my competition now. You know what I'm saying? You can't idolize them too much anymore.
They're your peers now, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my man, I'm a comedian. I make my living touring stand-up comedy, and hecklers, I can't stand them, man. They're the bane of my existence. And I bring this up because I can't think of two professions, baseball and comedy, that has to deal with hecklers more, right? Like where you can just literally have a guy yell at you for an hour.
Yeah, no doubt.
I even remember, man, going to so I went to this college game, and there was a row of dudes in front of us, and the one guy was just nonstop on the first baseman.
Always that guy.
And the worst part was, dude, he was cracking the crowd up. So what he was doing was every time that the guy would lift his leg, depending on which leg he lifted, he'd yell out left or right. Yeah. And then he had it down, and the crowd is dying because the crowd clued into what he was doing before this first baseman. And then when the first baseman caught on to what he was doing, became incredibly self-conscious, and it totally threw him off his game. I'm curious, man, if you've ever had a heckler that you were just like, oh my God, or even worse, that they were annoying enough to be funny, or maybe one that you saw go after a teammate or something that stands out in your mind?
LSU, I mean, it was kind of funny because like I had a decent game. I think I went like 7 1/3 at LSU. Came out with a no decision. They're a damn good team.
Yeah.
And I was walking down the top step of the dugout, and this bald guy decked down LSU goes, "You fucking suck!" Like just yelled at like right. Like I was like, all right, whatever. Like it's nothing really like that. Other stuff like you can like you hear it and filter it. That was like the most like in your face thing I've had, but most of it's like funny to me, kind of because they're trying to be funny. You know what I mean? So like, and I play along with that too. Like I have a good sense of humor, I think. So like I'm the one that
you'll lean into it a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Or play along with it, you know, and then like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You suck is not very clever.
No, yeah. It was just like I just did okay too. Like I didn't suck.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny. You're like, that is inaccurate, sir.
Yeah. Like what?
That's really funny, man. When it comes to college ball, there's some big time rivalries, right?
Oh yeah. Huge.
Who were some rivalries that stood out in your mind?
For us?
Yeah.
I mean, we hate Florida. It was Florida and Miami, and I would say definitely probably Miami more than Florida. Everybody hates Miami. I don't know why. It's just like it's like nasty down there. I don't know why. I don't know.
That's so funny. Yeah.
It's like no one wants to go there. Like I don't know. It's a private school too. Like for what? You know?
Yeah.
No, then it should be charging $50,000 to go there. Get out of here.
All right, CJ. So I know I kind of alluded to this already. I'm sure you can tell I'm a big baseball nerd. Comedy is my job, but baseball is kind of where I turn when I'm looking to escape. And it's funny because my fiance is a pretty big ball fan too, but even, you know, she has her limits, you know, where I'll make her hit a wall type of thing, like especially in the off season. I know there were a few times last month where she's like, Scott, it's January. Like enough with the baseball, right?
Yeah, still got 2 more months.
I mean, being that baseball is your job, I know it's obviously all encompassing. So when you're looking to escape, what do you kind of nerd out on? Do you have anything that like you're pretty passionate about that once you get wound up about, you're annoying people? Golf, eh?
Yeah, I'm not very good, but like there's 5 or 6 shots that are good. Like the tour shots that you hit around, just those 5, those are the ones that like keep you coming back. And I think it's like I'm super competitive, so it's something I'm not good at, and I want to be good. And it's just so like annoying because the ball doesn't move and you just have to hit it, you know, and it doesn't do what you want every time. So it's kind of something I lean on and try to put all my time and effort into that, you know, is in baseball.
Have you been playing since you were a kid?
No, I just started.
What got you into golf?
Just being in college and other guy. I mean, I did in high school, but it was more or less, you know, just to go crash a golf cart and drink beer with my friends, you know.
Yeah,
so
of course, yeah.
I mean, but now like I just started recently, like working on my handicap recently, probably like I don't know 3 years ago, and it's still not good.
You're like
13 on a good day.
That's funny. You're like, I've started working on it 3 years ago, and it's still bad.
Yeah, it's just one. There's like three sections of the game, and like they all just don't correlate at the same time. It's pretty annoying.
It's funny. Every time I talk to one of you Southern boys, like Groshans was the same thing. When I was talking to Jordan, he was literally he was on his way to a tea time before. And in Canada, we've got about, a 6-month window where, well, it's really a 4-month window, and then you tough it out for 2 months, right?
So. Yeah, no doubt. Were you wearing 2 gloves out there in 30 degrees? No shot, man. I can't do that. Under 50 is pretty much where I draw the line.
Yeah. Have you been to Canada yet?
No.
No.
I've been to Cooperstown. That's as far north as I've been.
That's going to change quickly here, I think.
Hey, I hope so, man.
Yeah, right. So obviously baseball has been your life, dude, right? I mean, it's probably where the majority of your time goes, which is something that just happens when you reach the top of your industry. I think it doesn't matter. Your job kind of becomes all encompassing when you kind of start to reach the top levels. And you've given a lot to the game, but baseball gives back, right? So what are some of the things that you feel the game has done for you?
It's brought me like lifelong friends, I think, for sure. Just people I've met in the game and played at college with. They'll be at my bachelor party, my wedding, like just guys like that. I think business connections too, maybe like, if one day this doesn't work out, we all like got money. So, they'll give us, someone will go down a business route, and then you got connections there. And just the networking aspect of baseball has definitely been great to me. And in travel too, like just seeing, I would have never went to Mexico and played baseball if I'd never played baseball. I would have never went to Mexico. I don't know if I didn't say that right, but just crazy.
I get it, man. Like the travel, it's funny. I'm drawing so many comparisons here because just like as an entertainer and being on the road a lot too, like, man, being paid or having your trips paid for to do what you love, like, man, you can't top it.
Yours is better. You just make people laugh and get paid.
I would trade you in a second.
Nah, but that's like not many people can do that. They'll like be consistently funny enough to get paid for it. And I feel like you have to keep renewing your jokes. You can't sell the same thing every. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. It was a lot of work to get there.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Good for you.
Oh, well, thanks,
I definitely respect that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when you come up to Canada, let me know, and we'll get you at a show.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah. That'd be great. I definitely do
that. It's funny too, because when I'm touring, I always notice that you probably notice the same thing, that just you get the same questions everywhere you go, and it's weird to find out what those questions are and what people want to know about you as you go. Like the one that always kind of surprises me is people want to know what I would do if I wasn't doing comedy. And I wish I had this altruistic answer where I was like, oh, I'd be a doctor, I'd give the second best medicine. But I know that I did radio before this. I'd probably just be doing radio and broadcasting, right? If you didn't play ball, have you thought about what you would do? Like, let's say CJ, alternate universe, right? And you like baseball, but it's not your focus anymore. What can you see yourself doing?
I'm not good enough at golf, so I can't teach people how to play that. And I can only make so much money hustling my friends, so probably not that.
They catch on, do they?
Yeah, I've never really had a plan B, man, but I would say I did after my freshman year at college. I was struggling for money that summer, and I went to work for my dad, just hanging drywall and driving his dump truck around and shit, and it was not fun, man, making $12 an hour. So I was not trying to do that. I was like, I got to make baseball work now, man. I got to grind.
Doing drywall doesn't feel like a passion to you?
No, absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. And I didn't even get the full thing of it. It was during the summer too. So and it was I was working for my dad too. So he was a little bit lenient. I'd be like, yo, I would get there at 7 and I was supposed to leave at 3. And it's the summer. All my friends are waking up at 11.
Right.
I've already been at work. I'd be like, yo, they text me, yo, let's go play golf or something, or let's go do this, that, or the other. And it'd be 1 or 2 o'clock, and I still got 2-3 more hours on the clock. And he'd be like, all right, it's coming out of your pay, this, that, and then Next thing
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the week, I'm only getting a $350 check, and I'm pissed.
Well, you're at the Toronto Blue Jays big league spring training right now, so I think it worked out.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. They're treating us good over here for sure.
That's so cool. I know I was in Dunedin. I went down for last year's spring training before the world ended, obviously. And yeah, that facility, man, like mind blowing. It is just, and I went to a few of the games at some of the other facilities too.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I went to the Bradenton, so where the Pirates
Yeah.
play, you know, and
Yeah.
they're all pretty nice, but
Yeah.
Dunedin's so new. Like it's just like
Dude.
everything they did is just. Is there
Yeah.
anything within that facility that kind of, you know, was this your first time in Dunedin or in
No,
the
so
facility?
I mean, at the PDC right now, the
Right.
nice one. This is my first time in here. I was at one of the other ones, and actually across the street, same area, but for the fall camp, the rookie camp after the draft. But wait, I'm sorry. What was the question? What was the original question?
Just with Dunedin at the facility, was there
Yeah.
anything there that like blew your mind?
Oh, just the whole thing. I mean, you dude, like you literally, I swear, the whole thing. I walk in there still. It's a maze. I've been there for 3 days. Still get lost. Don't even know where the locker room is. I have to ask. I swear, I've asked someone every morning like how to get there, which turn. You can literally get lost there. It's crazy. I don't even want to even guess how many thousand square feet it is. And then the outside turf too. It's like It's like a whole diamond covered in like I don't know how tall the thing is. Probably like I don't know 50 feet in the air. A big roof's like you can get working under there and not have to worry about that. And it was pissing rain here today, and we stayed dry. So just that being able to get your work in, like no matter what the weather. I mean, that's definitely cool too. Because they know it's Florida and it does this every day. I mean, it'll come down probably 3 inches for an hour and then stop, be sunny, and then come down another 3 inches 4 hours later. So they dealt with the weather and accommodated us well for that for sure.
Yeah, that's great that they figured that all out. On your end, obviously, this was an incredibly tough year to continue to develop, right? Like, it's just how much help did the Blue Jays give you to continue to move forward? And were there ever moments where you found motivation lacking a little, like where you could just even going back to, let's say, May, June, right, where we were in the thick of things?
Yeah, that was, I would say, when it was lacking a little bit, like right when the college season got cut. I was like, damn, like with so many like open-ended questions, to answer, like no one knows the answers to anything, and you're just kind of not really sitting on your hands, but like not knowing really like what to do if you're going to get called back to go play or this, that, and the other. But I mean, after the draft, it definitely like calmed down, and like the Blue Jays kind of took the reins and guided me and told me kind of what I was going to do and gave me a template. So that was kind of securing and nice to lean on for sure.
And then you did the fall developmental league, but you did 1 inning, right? I think it was, or
yeah, just 1 inning.
So
right at the end.
That we can't really mark that down as a huge push forward developmentally then, eh?
No, I guess not, man. I guess not. But we got some stuff down and some good routine stuff and stuff I was lacking down the mound in my lead leg. So we got those a little bit tightened up. So I did get some out of it, and more or less just meeting the people, meeting the staff that I'm going to be around and dealing with for however many years. So that was good.
How many people do you know are there players right now that are at the Jays spring training, or are they pretty much all strangers, just you coming straight from college?
So me and Nate have been friends for a little bit. We played for the same travel coach when we were young, and obviously the Anthony Telford connection too. So me and Nate have been friends for, I would say, the better part of 4 or 5 years. And then Steve Matz too. I just recently met him about I would say in early December. Actually went to this retreat with my old travel coach that me and Nate were friends with. And he had a bunch of pro guys. He played in the big leagues too, Sam Marshak. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
But we went up there, and he was up there, and I didn't even know him. And there's probably 20, 25 guys up there, and I didn't know him, and it just happened that he got traded there in the offseason. So it was kind of cool. He doesn't know anyone. He came from the Mets, and I barely know anyone except Nate. So I mean, it's kind of cool.
That's kind of
Kind of lean on
nice
each other.
having another guy that
Yeah,
you're like,
me,
okay,
him,
we
and
can,
Nate, we're all up there together, so it's
you
cool.
know, we can kind of get to know everyone together. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of how. I mean, Nate's been there, done that. I mean, he's been in the system for a minute, but
Yeah.
and then Steven's a vet too. So I mean, it's kind of just me. Steven's been there, done that too. It's just new
Yeah.
faces and a different colored jersey, but it's all new to me.
Were you nervous on Wednesday when you were checking in?
Yeah, I mean, the nerves are there for sure. Not so much like the baseball aspect, but like just like a being here and like, damn, like this is really like big league camp. And I haven't even done nothing. Like I'm just dirty and laundry out here, and they're telling me to come, you know.
Well, I know that you are tight on time, so I don't want to keep you too long here. I do really appreciate you talking to us Canadian fans here. Do you have a few more minutes, CJ? I've got some listener questions if you've got some time.
Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. So this one here is from Stephanie in Halifax. Halifax is the East Coast, by the way. You've got fans all across the country here. So she says, hey, CJ, what have you been working on this offseason? Any new pitches in the repertoire?
Yeah, so a cutter. I've been working on this little cutter this offseason. Actually, back into college, but it was more sliderish. But now we got it a little bit more tightened up and lateral breaks. So I think that's been good.
You're smiling. You feel good about that, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's gonna. Once I tighten it up for real, I think it's gonna be a good pitch.
Well, I hope it is, my man. I'm sure all
Definitely,
of us.
maybe the number
do.
3.
Yeah,
for
sure. Jeff in Calgary. So that is Alberta. That is right above Montana. We're just gonna try and tell you where everything is here. So he said, sorry, this question's kind of. I get what he's trying to say here. He says, welcome to Pro Ball, CJ. You're already one of the top pitching prospects with the Blue Jays, and you haven't actually played a game yet for the organization. Are you feeling any added pressure?
I mean, yeah, that, like I said, like definitely, man, definitely. I mean, I try not to think about it though, because I know my game and I kind of know that I'm good and I know I should be here, but there's definitely like pressure not doing anything. And all of a sudden, like they're giving me these shoes to fill. Like, I don't know, but I mean, I'm definitely going to go out and do my best and, try to fill those shoes. But I mean, just trust God and don't have any expectations,
How do you prep mentally for that? Do you just what you said, I guess, You're just like, let's go.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Just like that. Just go, just do it.
All right. Next question is from Javi in Toronto. Oh, I hope I'm saying that right. Javi. Either way, I'm butchering his name. So he asks, what do you know about Canada? When you think of the Great White North, what comes to mind?
Hockey and snow.
Well, you've got an extensive repertoire here. Yeah.
I got a bunch of lakes up there too.
Yes, we do.
I'm a big fisherman.
Oh boy. Too, so. We've got all sorts. You've got to hurry up and make this Jays team, buddy, and see all the adventuring that there's to be done in Canada.
Dude, I know. I need to kill some fish and some game up there too, for
Heck
sure.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, man. I'm a big hunter fisher, so that'd be sick. I need to check out that.
No better hunting and fishing than up here, bud.
Dude, that's what I've heard, man. That's what I've heard. I just never had the opportunity. Hopefully now I will.
It's coming. That's right, bud. All right. Honestly, CJ, I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to talk to us here. Really appreciate it. All the best, man. Good luck.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.